Hey guys, I'm Amit from Amit Cover Marketing, and today we're going to be talking about how to improve conversion rates with your remarketing ads. Remarketing is essentially following the person that has shown up to your website, shown a bit of interest, and now they've left without making a purchase. What you want to do is target those people and ask them to come back. Sometimes that's by a coupon code, sometimes that's simply by reminding them that you exist, and sometimes that's by decreasing your price for whatever product that they might have looked at. So tactic number one in improving your conversion rates for remarketing is dynamic remarketing. So essentially what you're going to do here is dynamically retarget users with things that they looked at. So let's say I went onto a website and looked at these beautiful pair of shoes, but they're $169. That's a bit too much for me, and I don't want to spend that amount of money. So I leave. 2 days later, I'm in Hotmail. And on the side of my Hotmail, or side of my emails, there are ads on the side of them. And that same company with that same pair of shoes is now selling them for $129 for me. That's a $40 savings. And that brings those shoes back into the range where I'm willing to spend that money. So I go back to the website and I actually purchase those shoes. That is successful dynamic remarketing. What you want to do is encourage that user to come back. So a few ways you can do this is by setting out a couple trigger points within your remarketing list. To do this effectively, what we're going to do is tell our remarketing ads that there's a certain amount of criteria that we want someone to fit into. So let's say that the person stayed on the website for 1 minute and 30 seconds. They also viewed 3 pages and they saw that one specific pair of shoes and sat on that page for about 30 seconds. That shows us that they were really interested in the product, but chances are that the price was too high. So when we're ready to remarket them, we show them a lower price for that product, and that means that they'll likely come back and they'll make that purchase, thus making it successful. Number 2, the tactic that I love using is avoiding ad fatigue. Have you ever seen those TV commercials where they've been running the same thing for the past 3 years, and now you kind of don't even pay attention to them anymore because you already know what they're talking about and you're simply just not interested? That's exactly what happens with banner ads as well. What we want to avoid is banner blindness. So what we want to do is essentially put a frequency cap on our Google ads or our YouTube ads, even on Bing. Unfortunately, we can't do that on Facebook, but what you can do is expand your audience to increase, or well, to decrease actually, your frequency cap, so then people won't be seeing your ads as frequently and therefore not getting annoyed by your ads. Going back to Google. Google actually allows us to dictate how many times somebody can see your ads. Most of us leave it as uncapped, so Google goes wild and literally shows the ad to everyone at any time that they want. My suggestion is that you do it a max 8 times. 8 times a day, I think, is enough for somebody to recognize that your brand is right there, but not get annoyed of your brand. And that will help with ad fatigue, and also will create a much more pleasant experience for your customer. And another tactic that I like to use within ad fatigue is when somebody leaves my website, I'll wait 2 to 3 days before we actually remarket them. So that's called time delay. What this does is something absolutely wonderful. They forget about you for a couple days, and then they're reminded after 2 to 3 days that you exist. And then all of a sudden, all those feelings of wanting your product or wanting your service come back, and they come back to your website and actually make that purchase. It's fantastic. Tactic number 3 is one that I'll be talking extensively about. Make sure you have a bespoke, unique landing page for each of your products. But the last thing that somebody wants to do is click on an ad and then show up on your homepage. It's not descriptive enough. It doesn't tell me anything, and quite frankly, it's too much work. What I want to do is absolutely nothing. I just want to click a button and literally pay for the product. So what you want to do in this case is literally land them on that page. So if I was looking at blue shoes, I want to see blue shoes. Maybe create a whole landing page around blue shoes and what they could do. So show a lady walking down the streets with those blue shoes, or sitting in the office, so I can imagine myself in those shoes. It's a great way to literally show that person that they want the product that you're selling and that they can live in that product that you're selling. Tactic number 4 is minding your ad placements. The last thing that you want is to show up onto a site that doesn't really reflect your brand properly. We all have different interests and there's no judgment, but do you really want to show up on an adult website if your brand is for children? I don't think so. So to do this, Google actually allows us to see all of the websites that we've been on. They also allow us to actually exclude types of websites. So that could be in-game, aggressive websites, something on tragedy, so really horrible things happening to people, and sexually aggressive stuff that we kind of don't want our brand to be associated with. But furthermore, what we can do is actually see the whole list of websites and exclude them from there. So we can ban the websites that we don't want to see, and it's very easy. But more so what we want to do is actually focus on the websites that aren't converting at all. At the end of all of this, what we really want is conversions. So we need to look at the conversion data. So once we actually start getting conversions from our remarketing ads, what we want to do is go back into the ad placements report and figure out what websites are actually delivering on those conversions and which ones aren't. Which ones are taking most of our money and literally saying, goodbye, we're done here. So it might be great that one day BuzzFeed decides that they want to start selling ad space on the sides of their website. All of a sudden, my website is on BuzzFeed and it's fantastic. It's driving a lot of impressions and a lot of clicks. But the one thing that I've just noticed is nobody ever converts. So what I want to do in this case is quite literally remove BuzzFeed and say, I don't want to show my ads here anymore. You're spending too much of my money and you're not giving me any return. Because at the end of the day, what we want is, again, the conversion. We want people to come back and pay us. We don't want to keep on paying everybody else and not getting anything back in return. So to make sure that you actually show up on websites that are actually delivering for you, make sure you mind your ad placement. If you want to read more about remarketing and how to increase your conversions using it, I wrote a blog post about it on my website, and you can find it in the link below. If you liked this video, please ensure that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment for me. I will respond back to you. Thanks, guys. Until next time.
The PPC world can be confusing and scary. If you want to learn more, please subscribe, ring the bell, like, and comment on the video below.